What's this on my hip? It is an awesome new belt sheath for what I think is the best of all the Leathermans. Well, debatable, but definitely top 3. It's a Leatherman rebar sheath, open design, slide in, good retention, slide out. Now you might remember about a year or so ago I did a video on my Leatherman Surge belt sheath, which is this bad boy here. Now RAE Gear, they used to be Leatherman holders, RAE Gear they are now, put some links down below. They sell these for a really good price, in the realm of like 25 bucks, and they're really solid steel. They're sprung just enough to hold the multi-tool in place, so this one's for the Surge. The only issue that there ever was, if you would call it an issue, was that these clips were a bit more vulnerable to getting the Leatherman knocked upwards. So say if you were perhaps coming down a ladder, I guess you could get it knocked up. The spring tension was fine, but now what they've done is put that style clip on, which is kind of like your SE Sheath style clip. Much more positive. So this sheath clip here fits, I mean this is a fairly wide belt. Let's use the Leatherman's ruler to measure how wide this belt is. So that is about an 1.5 inch belt, which in metric is about a 4 centimeter thick belt, so it will do that just fine, and it can be clipped on without having to take off your belt or unbuckle your belt. Clipping it off, you probably will need to have a bit more, you'll either have a bit of a fiddle or you'll just take it off at the end of the day when your belt comes off. But really, much better idea, like having it a bit harder to get off than too easy to get off. So yeah, let's get it off there. So nice and thin little design for a nice little thin rebar. Rebar goes in either way. I prefer it with the locks pointing down, so then they're sort of pinched in. Oops, my lanyard's getting in the way there. Pinched in naturally, and then just slide in like that. That's my my lanyard loops. It's in the wrong way. Because I run a lanyard, I'll just fold this up actually. Do with one of those anyway. So with the lanyard loop folded up, it would go in any of the 4 ways, facing any way. When you're putting it in with the locks down, just give them a bit of a pinch before you slide them in. Pretty cool, huh? I always thought that this is the best way to carry a Leatherman. I don't hate the leather and the nylon sheaths that Leatherman comes with, but just super. You can just grab the general tool itself, out it comes straight away. It's held nice and securely. Enough. I mean, maybe if you're jumping out of a plane with your Leatherman, maybe keep the loop top nylon sheath, but really, for something that's you're probably just going to have on your belt when you're out doing your chores, I reckon this is one of the better ways you can carry it. So if you've gone and invested your money into a good Leatherman and you're not rolling with like a El Cheapo, $15 King Chrome tool or something, why not go a little bit extra and get a really nice way of accessing it. So he makes them for all sorts of Leatherman models now. The rebar is a bit of a newer one. This one's the Surge. I do have a Surge as well, but it's at my work at the moment. And he does Wave and all the other sort of popular Leatherman models. So hit him up. I'll put the links down below. And yeah, it's just really highly recommended. These things are sturdy and stable as. I've used this one for ages and there's not been any weakening or floppiness from the tool coming out. And really the clip was fine as well, but can't knock this new one. It's definitely a much better design. Alright, that's just my quick little video on this Leatherman rebar tool holder from RAE Gear. Nice little US company. Support your cottage industries, yeah? Alright dudes, I'll see you all later.